The deep state judge who presided over the illegal hush money trial and unlawfully told jurors they did not need unanimity to convict President Trump was arrested Tuesday night and taken to a White Hat detention center, where he will remain until flown to GITMO, a source in General Eric M. Smith's office told Real Raw News. White Hats had been awaiting an opportunity to grab Justice Arthur Engoron without causing pandemonium or a media frenzy. Engoron, the source added, had gone into hiding as White Hats last month began arresting the jurors to whom he had issued unconstitutional instructions. On June 6th, White Hats intercepted a call from Engoron to an unknown person at the U.S. Marshal's office. A frantic Engoron told the answering party he needed immediate protection because a member of Alvin Bragg's staff, Susan Hoffinger, and several of his jurors had inexplicably disappeared. It's unclear why Engoron kept tabs on the jurors, as he had already adjudicated the case and dismissed the jury. Real Raw News previously reported on the jurors, to whom he was referring, and on Hoffinger's arrest. The answering party, however, was unsympathetic to Engoron's plea for help, telling him, "Whatever hole you're in, dig yourself out. We want no part in this." On June 9th, White Hats made their first shot at Engoron, but he had somehow eluded them. The JAG investigators tasked with apprehending him could not find him at his home or office, and were later reprimanded for allowing a fallible, 76-year-old man to escape. Meanwhile, the White Hats continued pursuing the criminal jurors and conducting electronic surveillance on Engoron's business and personal contacts in hopes of gleaning his whereabouts. But their initial efforts proved futile. Somehow, miraculously, a fragile, elderly man who sometimes needed help climbing the steps to his courthouse had absconded from military justice. Engoron had fled the United States to the nearest socialist country, Canada, specifically Toronto. General Smith immediately contacted allies at the U.S. Army Special Operations Command to inquire whether a Special Forces detachment could deploy to apprehend Engoron before he realized he had blunderingly revealed his location and moved elsewhere. He received positive news. Special Forces would reach the border within 6 hours and cross it without alerting U.S. and Canadian Border Patrol. Our source wouldn't say how Special Forces crossed undetected, but he did say the Special Forces team entered Canada south of Niagara Falls and traveled clandestinely to Toronto's Forest Hill South neighborhood, a ritzy region where Engoron was living alone in a 2-story house in, as luck would have it, a secluded cul-de-sac devoid of pedestrian and vehicle traffic and flanked by equally lavish homes that appeared to be vacant. Special Forces reached the residence at dusk Tuesday, set up a security perimeter, and started surveillance. Engoron had no bodyguards, and the home had only a rudimentary non-wireless alarm system, which Special Forces disabled easily. Now and then, they saw Engoron move past a window nonchalantly. He was clearly unaware he was being watched. They waited until Engoron walked to the bedroom and shut the lights before silently, stealthily entering the house. Our source said they used glass cutters to remove a window pane and crawled through the gap, as opposed to breaching the front door, which would have alerted Engoron to their presence, even though the old man had no chance of defending himself against the heroic, battle-hardened soldiers. Engoron was asleep in bed, sawing logs when they entered, and then injected a potent sedative into his neck. He never budged, never felt the prick, just drifted deeper into slumber. They egressed from the home, now using the front door, hauling Engoron's limp body to their vehicles idling beyond the entry to the cul-de-sac. Again, our source wouldn't share how they got Engoron out of Canada, only that he's now screaming in terror at a JAG holding facility. There's now one less criminal judge on the bench, our source said. More will follow, lots of them. The deep state's tyranny is coming to an end.